The long wait is over, and Kenya Police FC are the 2024-2025 Kenya Premier League champions after beating Shabana 1-0 at the Kenyatta Stadium in Machakos to dethrone perennial winners Gor Mahia. We will tell you more about that and what it means. Across the border, Kenya's senior women football team, Harambee Starlets, got their campaign up and running with a clinical 3-0 win over Burundi in a packed sports weekend dominated by football. In our quickfire segment, we speak to FKF President Hussein Mohamed, who is marking 6 months in office. What are the highs and the lows, and what does he consider to be his biggest achievement yet? We'll pose those questions to him, so stay tuned for that segment. Sporty Monday crew is all but here. Zita Jimoi, Jacob is here, Steve Shitera, and of course, lawyer Japheth Munyendo. Welcome on board. I'm your host, Isaac Swila Tijan. And of course, to the question of the day. Today we are asking you, what kind of preparations should police make after winning the league title as they ready for the CAF Champions League? What kind of preparations should police make ahead of their CAF Champions League bow? We want to hear from you. 22422, you can text us. We are also on social media at ZTGMOI, at ZNTV Kenya, at Isaac Swila. You can X us, and of course, we will be sampling some of your feedback during and at the tail end of this program. And of course, as mentioned, we expect Hussein Mohamed to be back here, to be back in studio, and of course, we'll be speaking to him. But first things first, let's go to the Tanzanian capital, Dar es Salaam, where the Starlets were in fine form, hitting 3 goals past out of sorts Burundi. Let's take a look at how that action went down.
Rukia Bizimana pia anachelewa nafasi kwa Burundi, lakini anakwenda kuanua ndio mlango. Enet Komasi, nafasi kwa Kenya, namna gani hapa? Mpira kwanza unabamba kwenye box, kwenye kamba. Ile fumba ni kufumbua tu, shambulizi moja goli moja. Timu ya taifa ya Kenya inakwenda kuandika bao kupitia jezi nambari Nyafula, lakini bao lao limefungwa na kiungo jezi nambari 12 Martha Omulet. Nafasi nyingine ndani kule kwenye kamba. Mashuti mawili langoni, mabao mawili langoni. Kenya wanaanza mapema kujelia pointi za gizani tu, dakika za mapema kabisa asubuhi. Changele kona ndani kule, inapita bila kupingwa. Martha ndani kule, kuga mwamba mtambo wa panya huku. Hapa panya inakuwa inafika mlinda mlango, bado na mbamba kwenye box huku, nafasi ndani kule.
And of course, that's some of the highlights from yesterday's match. And of course, Starlet will be aiming to get the bet and probably bag a ticket to the CAF assignment. Shitera, Hujamba, I begin with you. Sound win there after recording 2 back-to-back losses.
It's a good start. The women football, Kenya has dominated in the region. I think last year, Kenya played against Burundi in a qualifier and we won back-to-back. I think it was under 17. So it's just a confirmation that in the East Africa, we dominate women football. I think at a club level, we started with Vihiga Queens, then JKT took over in the region. Starlets are doing it, but Uganda, the defending champions, is the team to watch. So we should not celebrate that we've beaten Burundi. We are yet to test.
We are yet to meet the giants.
We are yet to get our real test. So we should not celebrate us yet.
Actually, we're meeting Uganda on Tuesday. That's our second match.
That's where the rubber meets the road.
Yes, we're meeting Uganda on Tuesday, but I know the girls have been doing very well. So that is let's not put fear in the girls. They're going to win that game.
I just hope that the memory of the late Renard Fabish can be rekindled in the Starlets, because we are missing very big names. Remember Tanzania's top scorer Gentrix Chikangwa, she's missing. Corazon Aquino, Egyptian Women League second top scorer, Janet Mora Bundi. So we are missing very critical and serious players in that team. Reasons will be explained by probably the FKF on why the 5 or 4 big names in that Starlet squad are missing. But again, I'm happy that the ones that have been called up, that honored the call-up, are doing it for Kenya.
Yes.
And absolutely, Zita, there are a lot of questions regarding the Stars. We've had a lot of word flying left, right, and center. No one is confirming this. There are reports of Odemba's thrown in the towel. She's back into the team. But big name players not in the squad. This is your team. These are your girls. Really, what's really happening in the squad? Maybe as a social media journalist, maybe I will go with the rumors. But as a person, the journalist I am, I think I will wait for the communication from the FKF, because at the end of it, rumors were that the girls did not go for the game because they haven't been paid. And then, of course, again, the coach was supposed to resign. And then now we have new technical bench that even the federation has not told us about. That is Solo, the former assistant coach at KCB. He's among the people who are in the technical bench. But again, as you said, of course, I don't want to put a lot of speculation again, because there's no official communication. But the president of FKF president is coming here today. I think he's in a better place to answer all these questions. Jacob, of course, good start for the Starlet, for the girls. But it's quite a big test. Uganda, the defending champions. There's a ticket, there's a prize at stake. Do you think probably those girls have the mental maturity in wake of what has happened and what's happening to Coach Beldine Odemba?
First thing is to congratulate them and say that it was a good one, especially after losing in the friendlies against Cote d'Ivoire and against Morocco. Of course, all the noise that you've alluded to has been there, and one of the best ways to even tone down the noise is to have such a good result. But like Shitera rightly mentioned, this is Burundi. We know our test comes against Uganda and teams like Tanzania in this region. But it is important that we are seeing this diversification, and I think of all the things that I credit Beldine for is that she is never afraid of trying something new with new players. And that is the diversity we want to see as far as our national teams are concerned. So that now we have had 2 international friendlies against Morocco, against Cote d'Ivoire. Then we have CECAFA. It means by the time we are getting to play Gambia in the last round of the AFCON qualifiers, then you have tested all the players, the potential players for the national team. And therefore you can pick the best of the team from what you have sampled. I think the noise that we are talking about in the FKF, like Zita mentioned, Hussein is coming here, the FKF president, is able to clear the air. But what I can say is there are things that people can read, sometimes even without, because sometimes you are never told the truth. It is for you to read the truth the way it is. And so you wonder why there was a lot of push in the social media that the coach has resigned. You understand? Sometimes we know when there could be people pushing for a person to resign, and therefore there is, because this is not just information that some bloggers are writing, including the names of the people supposed to replace the coach. You understand? 1, 2, 3, 4 names.
So
and
it's a targeted campaign.
In fact, they are leaked a lineup that had been called up by some of those coaches before Beldine named her coach, a team for the CECAFA tournament. So it means there must have been something for sure. Not confirmed by FKF because there was no official communication from FKF, but you read something in it that maybe there are efforts to see Beldine bow out. But this is my advice. I will say this: if Beldine has to leave Harambee Starlets, people need to be very careful about the timing and the reasons. Because if you wait until, for example, Gambia is here and we are going to play them, and then you make changes, after a coach has worked with the team playing all the friendlies, it's going to be a big waste.
In fact, it's a resuscitation of a campaign that had just started before the Tunisia return match. in the qualifier. And when Beldin won that away match, the noise went down. So I don't know what the agitation is for such a campaign. It's not good for our team, not good for our country. Let us give her time, because she has proved beyond any measure that she's up to the task.
Wakili, yes. I want you to bring in the legal perspective here. We've had cases of basically these are revolving door of coaches, be it at club level yes. or national team. Yes. And again, these national team coaches, we are never told the terms of engagement. What you get is a press release. The federation has picked so-and-so as head coach. Even Beldin, as we speak, no one knows her terms of engagement in the longevity of the contract and basically the benefits thereof. And we see coaches time and again go for litigation, those who are brave enough. Some just walk with heads down, never to be heard again.
Yes, for starters, I think it's not fair for whatever Beldin is going through, the rumors and whatever is being pushed. What the motivation behind it, I can only say it's malice. I say that with appreciation that as an employer, you serve at the mercy of your, as an employee, you serve at the mercy of your employer. Mm-hmm. However, the environment is also supposed to be good and supportive enough to the extent that it allows you to execute your duties. Now, when I say that you serve at the mercy of your employer, the binding thing is definitely a contract. In Africa, sometimes even in Kenya, within the sporting circles, we have not been bold enough to make revelations, contractual revelations to the public. I know you remember the debate around in the wake of McCarthy's hiring. There was a debate that he was going to earn, was it 6.2 million or 7.2 million?
And no one has cleared the air
yes,
now.
And yeah, no one has cleared the air. Mm-hmm. And it became
even Firat, no one has ever
it became a very hot topic. Mm-hmm. You know, after when FKF was rebranded in 2011, or was it in 2012, there was an understanding with the Grand Coalition, as it was then. It took over the payment of national team coaches. Mm. I do not know if that is still the arrangement. But number two, would you find that it is then discriminatory? I mean, we are 15 years old in the new dispensation. Mm. Why would we restrict ourselves to only paying the national men's team coach? Why not also pay the female side coach? It's a debate that we need to have. And number two, we have almost more than 200 sports disciplines. Why would we only prioritize football coach as though we are pulling some miracles within the football circles? We are not that so good in terms of football, so that the government, the taxpayer, is only restricted to paying football coach. Are we also thinking of taekwondo, which is also going to host a World Cup? Mm. Are we thinking of kabaddi, where I'm also a coach? I was a one-day coach, national team coach.
Were you paid?
No, I was not paid. Yeah, yes. So Swila,
maybe football.
The upshot is this.
I was a contract.
I was no. I did not have an express contract. The national team coach fell sick, and then I had to step in, and I delivered. By the way, in my tenure, in my one-day tenure,
you won.
Yes, I won. We won.
Okay. We'll come and tell your story. But viewer, for the benefit of the viewer, on this set, I have guys who lay claim to so many things. Which we
may I have records, by the way.
One of them is Steve Shittel.
I have certificates.
I have records.
But I have certificates.
Those are just claims. We can't verify them.
I will one of these good days carry the certificates to this studio.
Please.
Ascertain
please carry
that I once played football up to the national level.